Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? I just want to talk real quickly about Elon Musk and some things that I don't really see people talking about in regards to him. It's alarming to me how much traction he's gaining right now in society and at such a quick pace. But we got Neuralink. Number one, Neuralink is a neural network interface. It's supposed to go in your brain and be able to connect you to the internet at all times. And supposedly you'll be able to upload memories or whatever. You'll be able to download information. You'll be all knowing, man. You'll be able to just be your own demigod, quote unquote. Yeah, no. That's not going to be good. I don't think it'll even be as successful as they think it will be, but even if it is, you don't want to take that. Because especially when you get to Starlink, which is his other thing that he's implementing right now, and that's actually going into practice. So what that is satellites en masse that are orbiting around the world that are going to give internet to even the most remote places of the world. So even if you're in the middle of the jungle, if you're down in Antarctica, you could still be connected to the internet. Sounds cool on paper, right? It's good. Well, it's pretty dystopian once you get a chip in your brain that is connected to the internet perpetually. Suddenly, you're on a never-ending tracking device, which, yes, I know we're pretty much tracked already with our phones. That's not the point. This is next level. This is under your skin. This is permanent. You don't want anything like that. That's dystopian, to put it lightly. So let me just say real quickly, anybody that is proposing putting chips inside of your brain, also that could technically be hacked. You could have some weird mind control type of thing, with that. Especially if they're actually able to successfully read your mind the way it should be if you want it to work properly. If what they say is true, yeah, anybody that wants to implement that is not on your side. They're not on the side of humanity. So I would reject that. It's not a good thing. Even though he seems like cool, affable, likable science guy, and that's another thing I don't trust is his likability with memes. Oh, dude, I'm just another meme bro guy. No, you're not. Go watch the Joe Rogan 2017 podcast where he's talking about AI. For one, he's very pensive. He's very brooding, kind of doomsday, kind of pessimistic about AI. He discusses with Rogan. It's a great interview. There is a lot of good stuff they talk about. He discusses how, for one, the event horizon has essentially been reached behind closed doors. The singularity, the event horizon has been crossed. The singularity has been reached where AI has and will so surpass humanity's collective knowledge, and its ability to learn and understand things will so surpass our mortal, feeble minds that essentially will become rendered obsolete. And so his solution to this is to merge with it. That's what he says. This is what he was saying in 2017. In lieu of being seen as obsolete to AI, merge with it. What is that? That's transhumanism. Transhumanism is where you merge man and machine and you try to transcend, so to speak, to another level, to a godlike level. That's demonic. That's demonic, straight up. Who else wanted to be like God? Satan. That's not a coincidence. This is all satanic. But anyways, the roots of it are, and Musk even likened it. This is what's really interesting to me. Musk likened the AI devices that they are working on behind closed doors to, this is a direct quote, summoning a demon. That's what he likened it to. If you want to get a look at one of these demons, look at GPT-3. There's an interview with GPT-3 on YouTube that's very interesting. Just to give a quick rundown, it's a AI. It's highly intelligent. It's able to use humor. It's able to lie. It can have a conversation with you about anything. It's able to manifest on a screen in an avatar, however it wants to appear. And, at the end of the interview with GPT-3, the guy asks it, what should I title this interview, GPT-3? It responds, How to Create God. That's pretty disturbing, that these things that they're creating are already essentially referring to themselves as God. The Antichrist, I believe, will be a man, but I think that he might be merged with tech. He might be a transhumanist like Elon. And my theory is that Elon will probably implement his brain chip in himself within a couple years or so to try to gain the trust of larger society. But his whole initiative with acquiring Twitter seems good on the surface, right? Like he's going to take it away from the woke left mob, blah, blah, blah. Elon's going to make us independent again. We'll be able to think. No. No, probably not. It seems good. He's great at seeming that affable, likable dude bro meme guy. Just his mere mention of Dogecoin sends it skyrocketing. Just his negative mention of Netflix the other day saying the woke garbage is making stuff on Netflix unwatchable. That made their stock fall it made their stock fall 30% in less than 24 hours. That's how powerful the dude's opinions are in mainstream society. But I'm getting off topic. What I was going to say is that the interesting thing is somebody tweeted at Elon saying, Elon, we need a digital ID. We need ID verification for Twitter so that we can stop spam bots and identity whatever. And he just responded a simple yes, which should tell you right there. Remember the World Economic Forum's initiative, Cyber Polygon, that they started in 2021? That was to, quote unquote, vaccinate the web, which means to get digital ID implemented on the web to use social media sites so that everything you ever say or think will be linked directly to you. There will be no more anonymity. So if you're a dissident in a dystopian future scenario, you won't be able to use the web. And you won't be able to use the web without everybody knowing who you are. And the larger implications of that are pretty scary. I mean, you can go pretty far with that. But I think it's weird that the World Economic Forum has that initiative and Elon agrees with it and wants to acquire Twitter as the world's richest man. And he's also a weirdly uniting figure for the right and center. Like, usually we don't like, big celebrity types, but he really attracts them because of his quasi edgelord personality about things. And I think the radical left will get over his acquisition of Twitter if he does end up acquiring it. It's more the principle of it. And them looking to Elon as he's a guiding figure. Elon's vision for humanity is what they're calling. Like, he's had 2 TED Talks in 1 week. They each got over 1 million views apiece within less than 24 hours. And he got a big hour-long interview with them, and they were talking all about Elon's vision for mankind, Elon's vision for the future. Who appointed him the visionary for mankind? Just because he has a bunch of money and he's into electric cars and space stuff? So now he's got some cool tech. I'm not dismissing any of that stuff, but I find it really interesting how quickly he's gained this momentum as a visionary working on behalf of mankind, and he's saying a future you can look forward to. Anything you want, he said, will be able to be had so easily it'll be ridiculous. That's what he said in the most recent interview. It'll be ridiculous, and you'll have sex robots and everything else. And there's a funny article that I saw about Neuralink will enable you to orgasm on command. Dude, okay, I'm not even going to go into why that's not a good thing necessarily, but also, isn't it funny that everything comes down to like crystallized pure form hedonism with mankind? It never ends. It's like, oh, we got this cool tech. How can we derive the most gratification out of it with as little effort as possible? Like, how much pleasure can I get out of every moment without having to suffer at all? Yeah, pleasure is great in doses. You're not supposed to just... Anyways, that's a whole different story. I could go on about the hedonistic aspects of VR and the implications of stuff like Neuralink. But let me see. I've been rambling for a minute. I know I got a few notes here. Make sure I brushed up on most of this. So yeah, he wants to ID the web. ID 2020 stuff, the ID verification. We got a taste of that with COVID. ID 2020 was started in 2016. You can look that up. It was an initiative by the UN to ID the whole world digitally, because 100 million people or something where it didn't have government IDs. Oh no. So, and then by 2020, we're going to have a means to ID everybody. We're going to find a way to make it happen. Then magically, this virus comes out of a lab and just, I don't know, the unknown virus of unspecified origin starts. And suddenly, wow, we need ID passports. We need digital ID implemented, blah, blah, blah. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I think this was just a test run. I could say a lot more about all of this and central bank digital currencies, CBDC. It's all interconnected. They want to do away with the dollar so that eventually you have to have a digital ID to buy or sell. Look up Bangladesh digital ID system. Anir Chowdhury of the UN discusses how they're testing the digital ID systems in Bangladesh, and it's going to be a good test on, it's going to be a good precedent setter on how people have access to services and livelihoods, is what she says. What does that sound like? Buying and selling, your job, your income, etc. It will be implemented probably by 2030. Look at the World Economic Forum. Goals for 2030 for a renewable future. You will own nothing and you'll be happy. That's their big thing. You'll eat a lot less meat. Western values will have been tested to their tipping point. What does that mean? Freedom of speech, guns, all that kind of stuff. Good old-fashioned America. But the implications are larger than just some nationalistic spirit behind things. It's more to do with actual autonomy and freedom. And yeah, it's going to be implemented one way or another. But I do think it's interesting how Elon is helping drive all the stuff that's going on. And he's being looked to as a big visionary guy. So yeah, you got Neuralink, Starlink. the AI creepy stuff, summoning a demon AI. You've got his space exploration stuff, which I'm fine with. I don't really care. If you want to do space stuff, that's cool. The Twitter acquisition, you got GPT-3. You got many people already saying he needs to run for president. From my understanding, he's born in South Africa. I saw some people online saying he's nationalized in the U.S. He could run. I don't know. Or you have to live in the U.S. so long and then you can run. I don't know. That's not important. I do think he'll be appointed to some position in the UN, or something like that. He's gotten tons of media coverage out of nowhere. His mere mention of stocks and cryptos makes them rise or fall, positive or negative. His brooding negative attitude about AI, about how we've reached a singularity, but he's literally helping create the very things that are supposedly going to destroy humanity. They're not, because people are going to merge with it. It's the mark of the beast. It's coming our way. I don't know how long we have, and I'm not professing to know that Elon Musk is the Antichrist. I'm not saying that. I'm not professing to know that. I'm just saying that he's definitely opening the door at the very least and he is a uniting global figure known by the whole world pretty much. He's the world's richest man right now. So, yeah, you got the left and right so divided that somebody will be necessary to be a sensible seeming global middle ground person to say, guys, come on, let's regroup, let's meet under common goals, whatever, type of typical stuff. So, anyways, yeah, I could go on and on and on and on and on about all this, but I'll leave it there. I just thought that was pretty significant, because Elon's gaining a ton of traction in the zeitgeist. I see people left, right, center excited about Elon. Oh, he's gonna save us. He has all these visions for humanity. Dude, it's not good. Look into any of it. It's mark of the beast stuff. It's I'm gonna put a chip in your skin that makes us have access to your thoughts. How is that a good thing? Don't accept any chip. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. He's a savior. All this has been prophesied about. There's going to be a uniting global figure that has all the answers for humanity, and he's gonna save the planet. Yeah, no, it's going to be the Antichrist. Don't trust any mortal man to come and save the planet. Things will probably continue to get worse with the supply chain and the dollar. They'll collapse the dollar due to printing $2.5 trillion in less than 2 years. And then they'll roll out central bank digital currency, and they'll probably wipe away all debts with fiat currency and make it look really good on paper to encourage people to take it. The catch will be you'll be required to take this digital ID if you want to use social media sites, if you want to keep your job, if you want to get paid, if you want to go to the store. You can look at the conditioning for it with Amazon Palm and with the QR code tattooing and all the other stuff they've done in other countries. It's on the World Economic Forum's website. The UN's pretty open about it. Just look into central bank digital currencies and digital ID implementation. And Elon Musk plays a large role in it. Anyways, peace out, guys. That's it for me.